Good day, friends and family. This is Avril, your host here for today. And today we're back with our sessions 2 on how to cope with stress or stress management. Call it what you want to. Carrying, and our topic today is carrying what was never yours. And people, I can list people that like that, and they stressful and they don't even know why, because they are carrying what was never theirs. It happens at workplaces that one is doing 2 and 3 and 4 people's work. It happens at a leadership that the one must pull the weight of the entire group, the others are sitting and relaxing and taking false responsibility. You're now responsible for everything at home, everything at your workplace, everything at your church. I normally say, you and me, we are not Jesus. Even Jesus had his disciples that worked along with him. So why should we walk alone and think that things will stand still? It's a false illusion. It means that too many people, they are depending on you. Hear me again. Too many people depending on you. My father had this thing. I was a worker. I'm a very fast worker. I can work simultaneously, lots of things. And one day my father told me that, and I will never forget it. Rest his soul, he's now already passed. But he said, Avril, one day when you die, somebody else will immediately step up and do the things that you do. Do you still want to give your everything? And that awoken me, my spirit, as to say, it's true. I neglect my house, I neglect my children, I neglect my family because I work, I have this drive. At the end of the day, what? So then I started to realize, no, walk away, only do what you are assigned to do. And I can tell you, my life is stress-free. Things I cannot change, I give instantly to the Lord, and I give it to the people, and deal with your own things, man. I'm not your Messiah. Go find your own Messiah. I run to the Lord when challenges comes. You also have to run. Yeah. So, as I said, a lot of people are depending on you. You are the one that they call when something is going wrong. No. And you're always forever ready, because it's because you are forever ready that they call you. If you put off your phone and you're not available, then they must call somebody else. Or if you say, I'm not available, unfortunately, afternoon from 5 till 8, I am with the Lord. Nobody asks, nobody calls for work, or nobody see me tomorrow. It's like a personal friend, somebody very close to me, that said she started a new job, and the people wanted her to take a laptop home for the weekend, because the other previous person did that. And she said, no, I'm not taking. And they tried to force us. And she said, why should I work over weekends and not have a weekend because work-related things? I will rather come in an hour earlier, sit through my lunchtime, leave an hour later, but I never take a laptop home. And that is more or less the same thing that I told me also. Because, teachers are sometimes with that books and books on this show. I said, no. You work out the system, work a system out, because the missing system is what makes us fail and what makes us stressful. So, you at work, you are the one, you just handle it. They say, no, give it to her, she will handle it. But there is 10 and 50 and almost 70 others or 100 others, but it all comes to you because you open up. You think you have the capacity, but you don't, because we cannot take on that false responsibility and capacity for other people. That is what's going to drain you from the inside out, and how you become sick. At home, you are the calendar. Every person, you are the one that drives the kids. You're the one that must see that they're at the netball. You're the one. You still have your personal job. You must run here. You must budget everything. You need to make food. You are the emotional support when everybody comes. I one day, I was so tired of all the stressful. Everybody came to me, and I went to sit in front of the Lord. I said, Lord, I'm tired. Everyone comes to me to pray, Avril, pray, because I'm an intercessor. I said, but who's praying for me? And the Holy Spirit said in such a childlike voice, I will never forget it, I started to weep. Maar ek bid vir jou. I pray for you. And I thought, and after that, I didn't bother about anymore because I know when I am weak, the Lord said that He is strong. He stands up for me. So yeah, and at church and all those committees that you're on, for what? There's other people, let them step up. Don't be there. Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. Pick up, no, that one will, I pick up. People will exploit you as long as you allow them. And that people causes stress. They take their stress, they put it on you because they know you will run, and they go sleep silently. Get up, minimum, but they get the maximum out of other people, which is you and me. So today we talk about stress of the capable, because you're capable. That's how this people that are normally very capable, their stress levels tend to be higher because they want to be the yes people. You say that's a false yes. Three thieves that will always steal your time, your energy, your sanity, and causes the stress, is you say yes for everything. I told a few days back, I told my daughter, if somebody invites you again for something, don't just say yes. She's so sometimes burnt out. I said, just look at them and say, I will check my calendar if I'm free. Then 2 days later, you could call them and say, unfortunately, I cannot make it. Take me time as well. Don't be everything for everybody. That false yes must stop. So the first one is the false yes. And then the second one is the rescue. You are now the rescue plan for everyone. When things start to want to tip and to fail, the scales are tipping, they pick up the phone and they call you, please come help here, this thing. Whoops, there you jump in again and there you take the whole lead. That you know the rescue plan. Let them go search other people as a rescue plan, and you know precisely who I'm talking to, because I will talk in your spirit today and advise you about these things. And then 3 is the invisible labor. Now that one is the dangerous one. It's the labor that nobody sees behind the scenes. I could remember years back, I was in a church and a pastor told me, yeah, Avril, but you don't do anything at church. And I looked at him, I said, how can you say that? I said, Pastor, why do you say that? Yeah, you're so talented, but I never see you cooking with the aunties or dishing food or cleaning the church or things. So you're just there. I said, Pastor, when everybody is sleeping, I'm awake and I'm praying for each and every one, and I intercede for this house till 5 o'clock, sometimes 6 o'clock in the morning, 3 hours straight. Then in the afternoon, I said, when somebody, I look on their face and I see the miserability or there's pain, who do you think is the one I normally call it on my prayer floor? It's me. I said, don't ever say those words again. You make a big mistake. Just because I'm behind the scenes doesn't mean I don't do anything. And that is what you must also think of. Don't think because you're behind the scenes. And you know, it's sometimes there that people, they don't see the labor that you're conducting. They don't see the hours that they sacrifice. And at the end of the day, still also nobody thank you. And that is the one, that invisible labor is the one that you have to stop. Start with you first, and what is left over others can get. And if there's no leftovers, you don't give them. So, and because that one causes the stress. And if we look at Moses, let's go back a bit to the book of Moses. I think it was in Judges, where Moses, all the people, now they're out of the wilderness, and Moses had to sit. He was their leader, and all the people came to him. And for the entire, from the sunrise till when it sets, Moses was listening to all these challenges of these people. And his father-in-law looked at him, Jethro, and he thought myself, and all that he asked then was the fact that, why are you doing this? Why are you sitting alone? Now, I can ask you the same question. Why are you, look around you, who's still in the office, who's still at work, who's still at your desk? Why are you sitting alone? Why are you handling all these things alone? I would love you, and I normally do this. I paste it on if I want to remind myself until my mind gets used to it. Then I may take it off, then I discard it. But there's something I want you to ask yourself today. Why am I sitting alone in this office? Why am I sitting alone? Why am I still the one sitting here while somebody that's supposed to do it is somewhere else? Because they put the responsibilities, everything on you, and that causes you to stress. So what I would want, and his father Jethro told him, look for leaders, appoint leaders amongst the clan, and assign each one to what they are capable of doing. And that's precisely what he've done, and his work become lighter. So I would advise that is something that you can also do. Look at people that can do these things. So the Moses principle is then your calling is not your problem. Working there or doing something, that's not your problem. Being the housewife is not the problem. It's your system, it's your strategy that doesn't work. I could remember years back, I had a leadership book of John Maxwell that I read. And when I opened the book, the intro was, if you cannot delegate your task, you are no leader at all. That I gave me a shock as to say, but Avril, you like to do everything your own. From that day, I started delegating because I wanted to be a leader. So here's 3 things I want you to do practical today if you can, or 3 columns that you're going to have. The one column will you be only me are doing these things. The second one is somebody else can also do it. And the third one, nobody is there to do it. Then you list everything that only you are doing. And the second one is going to be somebody that can do it. And this one, there's nobody that can do it. But if you put the list like that, you take now from this only me that doing, look for somebody, write their names and say this task can go to that person, this one can go there, this one can go to that department, this one can go to this one in my household. Got that? You started delegating, even now they're going to do 80% of what you can do. It's still good enough. It's still excellent job. It's 80%. Then you're going to take in the last column, the nobody, you take something from them and that is not yours. That's not mine. Take it off. Delete it and say, I'm not going to work on this thing anymore, or I'm not going to take this thing into my life anymore, because that is causing your stress levels. Just for you to work lighter and to be happier. So hear me, you are not failing because you are tired. It's not that. You're not tired. Burnt out. That's burnt out as well. You are tired because you have been strong without a structure or a system in place. And that's why you feel that stress levels. You don't have a structure, you don't have a system, you everything for everybody. Stop being everything for everybody. Let them figure their own things out themselves. I was there, I'm talking about experience, and now the weight is off my shoulders. Life is so much easier because let each and every person do what they were born to do, and you do you and let them do them. With that in mind, please subscribe, love my channel, and share with friends and family. Love you, Avril.